In this video, I'm going to be teaching you such powerful techniques to sell anything that people are literally going to be pulling out their wallets and trying to give you all of their money. But before I do, you have to make me a promise that you will only use these strategies for good and not for evil. Because these techniques are so powerful that in the wrong hands, they could really do some pretty bad things. So maybe you hate sales, maybe you think you're terrible at them, but in this video, I'm going to show you the simple big three of sales that can turn anyone from a complete novice into an expert. Stay tuned. So part one of the big three of how to sell anything to anyone is actually kind of ironic because since the beginning of this video, I've actually been using this strategy. And if you're still watching right now and I have your attention, that proves just how well these strategies can work for you if you understand all three. Think about YouTube videos, think about commercials on TV, think about movie trailers. What do they all have in common? And as the human attention span gets shorter than even that of the goldfish, step one becomes critically important. So part one of the big three of sales is what I like to call the hook. Because any successful business person in the world knows that if you can't hook someone's attention in the first 3 seconds, then you've already lost. The way I like to think about a hook is a promise that prompts curiosity. Curiosity is one of the strongest human desires, and it's the reason that we've made such huge scientific breakthroughs and explored the universe and landed on the moon. And that same exact desire of curiosity exists in marketing as well. And so the moral of number one is use the hook to grab their attention and then use curiosity to keep them there to learn more. And part two of the big three of sales is what I like to call E versus L. And to really illustrate this, I want you to think of something that you want right now. It could be an exotic car, a house, a watch, a piece of jewelry, or even a custom Italian suit. Now, once it's actually in your mind, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why do you actually want it? Maybe it's because you're picturing how amazing you're gonna look in that custom Italian suit. You're picturing all of your colleagues and women and everyone staring at you because of how good you look and thus how good you feel. And so if you're actually the one selling a custom Italian suit, you don't want them to think about the thread count and the type of fabric. You want them to literally picture how they're going to feel wearing that suit, the emotion that they're going to feel when they look so good that everyone's staring at them. Or think about a watch. You don't buy a watch because of how accurate it keeps time or the battery life. And yes, these things might have a minor factor in why you actually make the purchase, but the real reason that you buy an expensive watch or any watch is because of how you look in that watch, how you feel wearing that watch. And so part two of the big three of sales, E versus L, means emotion versus logic. And a lot of people make an incorrect assumption that people make buying decisions based on logic. It's a logical purchase, and that actually can't be farther from the truth. The reason people make purchases is actually because of emotion, and then they rationalize those purchases with logic. And so, for example, a watch might cost a few $1,000s, and people might say to you, oh my gosh, that watch is so expensive, why'd you do that? They might respond saying, oh, well, you know, the quality of the watch is so good, it's gonna last me forever. That's why I'm rationalizing to myself that I made the purchase. When truly, in fact, the reason that they made that purchase was because of emotion, how the watch actually made them look and how the watch actually made them feel. And step number three of the big three of sales is why people do what they do. People always assume that sales is some complicated thing and you have to understand customer avatars and all of this complicated stuff. But at the end of the day, there are only two reasons why anyone on earth makes a choice. And if you truly understand them, especially how it relates to your customers, then you really can sell anything. And I want to tell you a story to actually explain this. Let's say that there's two people. One of them is named Kevin and one of them is named David. Now, Kevin recently got an eviction notice and a warning that his water and electricity bills are going to be shut off if he doesn't pay his bill in the next few days. David, on the other hand, recently won an all-expenses VIP trip to Las Vegas, and he was treated like a king for the first time in his life. The only two reasons that people do anything in life are to move away from pain or towards pleasure. And at this point, Kevin would do anything to move away from the pain of being evicted from his house and having his utilities shut off, and David would do anything to move back towards the pleasure of being treated like a VIP and a king in Las Vegas. And the reason that I told you this story to illustrate, instead of just explaining what pain versus pleasure was, is because the human brain is literally wired to think in stories. Because remember, facts tell, but stories sell. And so my only sales pitch to you is that if you like this video, I want you to do 3 quick things for me. Click the like button that you see on your screen right now, tap that red subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you can join the notification squad, and share this video with someone that you think could benefit from its message. And leave me a comment down below that tells me your favorite sales story that you've ever been a part of in your life. And until next time, happy hustling.